Hi everyone, this is Adam from Recreation Services, and this week I want to give some tips to improve your push-ups and pull-ups. Now that we're working from home a little more often, we're doing a little more body weight style workouts, and push-ups and pull-ups are staples to home workouts. They're also great indicators of relative strength. So where absolute strength is just the total amount of weight you can lift or force you can produce, relative strength takes into account body weight. And so body weight exercises like push-ups and pull-ups are used as great measuring sticks to measure relative strength. So some standards you might see would have men being able to do 20 to 30 push-ups and 5 to 10 chin-ups, where women would be closer to 5 to 10 push-ups and 2 to 4 chin-ups. So today I'm going to cover a few different exercises that you can work into your workouts to help kind of boost your push-ups and pull-ups. The first one I'm going to talk about is engaging your core. So it's really important when doing these particular movements that you stay very rigid through your core so you don't lose force throughout your kinetic chain. But this can be done through various planks, whether it's from your elbows or up into kind of a top push-up position and variations from that. But you really want to focus on being tight all over. So you're tensing through your arms, your shoulders, your core, back, glutes, hamstrings, quads, everything. So rather than really just engaging your abs, you really want to tense up everywhere and just get as tense through your entire body as you can. This will usually make your reps a little shorter as well. So rather than holding a standard plank for a minute or however long you traditionally hold, these ones will be a little shorter. Maybe they're more like 20 or 30 seconds, but they're very, very tense. Bear down as hard as you can, tight everywhere, but still don't forget to breathe. The next one is isometrics, which I might have touched on a little earlier during my bodyweight training for size blog, but isometrics are holds at various positions. So for this particular one, you're going to hold either at the very top of a pull-up position or chin-up position, or at the very bottom of your push-up position. This helps increase muscle recruitment, gets you to activate those muscle fibers that you might not get to during normal reps. However, this will tire you out a little faster, so you might find you do fewer reps, but that's okay. And typically these holds, you want to hold for upwards of 30 to 60 seconds. If you do need to break that up, that's okay. So if you can only do 10 or 15 seconds at a time, you break it up into 2, 3, 4 sets, that's okay too. Next is slow eccentrics. So when you're doing an eccentric component of an exercise, which is generally the lowering component, so on your way down from a chin-up or a pull-up, or on your way down in a push-up, during the lengthening stage of the muscle contraction, you generate more force. So enhancing or exaggerating that eccentric component is a great way to work on force production. For these ones, we want to do 20 to 30 second reps. Same as before, if you need to break that up, that's okay. If you can only do 10-second reps, or you get to a point in your range of motion and you fall, you can just get back up and do it over again. You might find the hard part is figuring out how slow is slow enough to make it actually last 20 or 30 seconds. The range of motion is not that big, so it's really as slow as you can move, pretty much. The next one is a spin-off of one of our previous ones, isometric holds, but this one is positional isometric holds. So what we're working on here is stick points. So usually within a range of motion, there's 1 or 2 spots within the range of motion that are the weakest points, and they're the points that you're going to struggle with during a rep. So if you fail on a rep of a pull-up or a chin-up, usually it's around this kind of 90-degree area. Same with a push-up. That's the part where you're at your weakest in terms of being at a mechanical disadvantage. Your muscles are elongated, so you're not getting as many cross bridges. So it's usually the part of the range of motion that's the hardest for you. So positional isometrics let you isolate those positions and get stronger in those positions. When you're doing isometrics, generally speaking, you get stronger at that position and about 10 degrees above and below. So if you throw in a few positional isometrics with the area above and below each of those positions, you still will get stronger through most of the range of motion, even though you're really only emphasizing a few spots. So for the push-ups and pull-ups, for example, you're going to be doing a pause at the bottom, at the middle, and at the top. So for a push-up, I'm pausing in kind of my top kind of plank position, halfway down, bottom position without resting on the floor, and then same on the way back up, pausing part way, pausing at the top. Same will be for pull-ups or chin-ups. So we're pausing at the bottom, halfway, top, halfway, bottom. Try and hold for a few seconds, 3-5 seconds, something like that per position, and then just go through as many reps as you can. Again, similar to before, you're not gonna handle as many reps, but that's okay. You're really emphasizing those stick points, and that'll help you get stronger when you're trying to do more reps. The next one I want to talk about is full stop reps. For this one, you're going to be doing a full reset between each exercise, which means becoming fully unweighted, even for the pull-ups and chin-ups. So for this one, for a push-up, for example, you're going to start at the bottom, chest all the way on the floor. You're going to go from here all the way up and down, rest, reset, all the way up and down. For pull-ups, you're going to be starting at the bottom, but you'll want something under your feet, whether it's a box or a bench, or you can stack some plates or something like that. But you want to be unweighted at the bottom, and then it's going to be full rep, back down, reset, and then again doing as many reps as you can. For this, it's a good way to work on technique because you get to reset, make sure your start position is good, and you also get to work on force production, especially in that concentric phase because you're coming from a dead stop. And the last one I wanted to talk about is weighted reps. Generally, you would start doing this once you've kind of worked through the other ones and built up a base. But if you find you want to add a little more resistance, that's a good way to, again, increase your force production and be able to do more reps unweighted. So for this one, if you're in a push-up position, for example, you can have a weight plate on your back, or if you have bands, you can loop around your shoulders, something to add a little more resistance to that upward phase. For a pull-up, if you have a belt or something you can tie weight to and loop either a dumbbell, kettlebell, or a weight plate, but some sort of resistance hanging from your body that you can then pull up with some extra weight. Those are kind of the standards there. So for each of these methods, I would suggest picking one at a time, whether you want to start at the very beginning and work on your core, or if you know that you have some other weak links you want to start with. But essentially, pick one thing to focus on at a time. Do that one or two times a week for about 3 or 4 weeks. Really focus on, whichever aspect you want to work on, and then move on to the next. And you just kind of work them into your standard exercises, even if you want to do, standard push-ups and then throw in these extra ones. But you really want to emphasize one at a time, working on a different portion of your exercise, and eventually, once you get through them all, you'll be able to bang out some extra reps. I hope that helps. Give those a try, and good luck.